What's the importance of connecting with your inner child? Well, your inner child is the gatekeeper and originator of your happiness, your play, safety, comfort, and success. The inner child runs the show for all humans and animals. If you understand that a base principle of trauma is that the original root is always the core wound that must be healed, then the logical solution is to attend to the child that endured these painful and debilitating tragedies. Hi everybody, this is Chloe Hudson with World Peace Projects. Come play with me in my Inner Child series part 1. This commences Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, starting April 13. Your early bird investment that runs through March 24th will be $240. Thereafter, the regular investment is $280. Today's talk will be the syllabus of what we will be going over through this 4-week series. Every living creature is constantly required to get their needs met. Both humans and animals, the inner child is the key. Children thrive on and require their basic needs met. You are a parent now. Adore, honor, attend to, celebrate with your inner child at all times. And you and your inner child will experience the most fulfilling and jovial life possible. And the most important motivator is that y'all are never, have never been, and can never be alone. You are together and have each other no matter what. This is a base principle, whether you accept it or not. Ride or die, faux life, hoo hoo. They need love, play, intimacy, acceptance. So what does your inner child need to feel safe? Start with safety. Just ask. Always ask them. Vulnerability is an inner child's greatest truth and strength, but it is also the receiver of their original hurt, pain, shame, guilt, rejection, betrayal, dismissal, shutdown, questioning, second-guessing, people-pleasing, overwhelm, distress, codependency, approval-seeking. Providing safety requires you to hold deep emotional and soothing space consistently for them. Trust is a bond that oversees the most important needs met for us. But when trust is broken for both pets and humans, all people, we experience the initial and core exposure to betrayal. This impacts our systems, and this creates a chain reaction of multi-system fracturing and virus malfunctionings happening to many bodily systems. Before people develop their emotional bodies, they're developing their neurological and nervous systems. Trauma creates miasms within the body. This is a point within the myofascial sheath that has anchored emotional and electromagnetic, i.e. energy, into the trigger point within your flesh. As your hormones are developing and the nervous and neurological systems of an infant, a developing babe, are highly vulnerable and susceptible to impressions and malformation. These reactions create post-traumatic stress and pathological reactivities and proclivities. All of this sometimes before the age of 3 years old. Fight, flight, fawn, freeze, adrenal shutdown, and high levels of stress-pumping hormones flood the body and dysregulate it. This requires release through somatic and kinesiology-like applications. Your body keeps the score, like Bessel van der Kolk wrote in his book. When your inner child feels safe, calm, and assured with you, the trust is anchored, and the deepest bond commences. When you accept as a truth of this quantum reality that you exist within, that spirit, or whatever your true north term may be, is your most strongest ally, then you are in a binding contract and exist within a reality that the omnipotence, the all-knowing, and the invaluable guardian and protectorship of spirit in existence is with you. This gives you reason, permission, reward, right, and requirement to relax. Now, whether you do relax or do not is the inheritance, law, legacy, and free will choice that you have inherited. Yay for you! Either way, you're a wiener. Winning! Now, doing inner child work has absolutely changed my life. Spirit and I are so excited for this video because it marks a new timeline that sets me on a trajectory of freedom. Very grateful. And I'm so thankful to all of you who take inspired action around this video and utilize this information to your benefit. Now, important thing to know about your inner child is when you learn to connect with them and identify them, they are the key to understanding and also tracking your triggers in life and the projections that you experience with other people. This is a mirrored reality. We're always experiencing mirroring and projecting dynamics in situations and relationships. All of these projections stem from root traumas. Almost all root traumas are anchored in the inner child. This is who experienced it, was your inner child. So in essence, you become the parent. You begin to parent your inner child and understand the pains, the trials, and tribulations that they've gone through, rather than them subconsciously controlling you. And you react to these projections and triggers in your external environment. When you begin to understand that your inner child rules the roost in regard to your reactivity and your defensiveness, then you can observe the responses coming up in you, become aware, even if you cannot quite place it yet, that the trigger that's happening in your current environment has absolutely nothing to do with what you're experiencing. Rather, it began way in the past with the inner child, and this trigger is simply a reminder. It's a frequency signature match of something you experienced in the past that you reacted in the same way that you're reacting now, possibly. When you begin to cultivate a trusting bond with your inner child and you understand the power and importance they have, they begin to open up to you and communicate. Meeting their needs and having a lot of play and communication builds a resilient bond between you two where truly fulfilling joy can be experienced in your life. Now, this inner child is the one that likes to play with herself sometimes. I've worked with her a lot. We're very connected and I love her and adore her deeply. But this inner child is the one that needs a significant amount of rehabilitation. She's 8 years old, she's bullied, she's isolated, she's extremely insecure, and she lives in a fantasy land of limerence because her reality is too painful for her to face. I have to work to build trusting bonds with her so that she feels comfortable to come to me and express her upsets, her hurts and pains, rather than me reacting to my external environment because now she's running the show. And this gives me the upper hand to be able to de-escalate triggers because after all, when I reacquaint and become comfortable with her, our connection thrives on play, on happiness, trust, and nurturance. And this is the experience she starts to embody with other people in her external environment. Now, we've all had multiple traumas in our lives, which means that we will have multiple inner children to come into communion with. And it shows up in different times in your life, and different ages may appear at different points in different relationships. The power of the unintegrated child, inner child, is that they have the ability to control your reactivity, how you present yourself in interpersonal relationships and life dynamics. And also, they rule your subconscious life view. If you are not proactively working to heal your inner child, then the subconscious rules the domain, which means that sabotage patterns that we all have and the loop cycles of trauma and experiences continue to proliferate in your life because your inner child will continue to scream out for help, which appears in your environment as sabotage or triggers. But that's when you need to know that this is the inner child requesting help. It's their language. They must show you. You have to learn not to mistake their reactions as your experience because you are their parent and they are not old enough and mature enough to command their environment, which means you need to lovingly step in and assist them. We'll be uprooting the root traumas, and I will teach you how to follow the line of trauma, trigger, and projections. This will clarify and fulfill their needs and offer you connection and the ability to be present and hold space with them, which is a requirement for them to surrender to you and begin to build a trusting bond. And playtime is absolutely imperative. What are the experiences that you loved to do as a child? What are their favorite things? Go do them in real time. Laugh, get dirty, get muddy, throw spaghetti on the wall, get ice cream all over your face, dig your toes in the sand. This is what keeps them feeling acknowledged and received, and they will bestow you with so much fulfillment and access to their powers of manifestation and magic, because after all, they're the originator of your ability to engage with life and make life magical and superior to the shadow experiences that you may have been having. Building a trusting bond, unwavering love, and anchoring security with the inner child once they surrender offers you the most happy, fulfilling experience you can possibly have in your life. I truly hope that you come play with us. We are going to have a wonderful time in this Inner Child series, part 1. This is a 4-week series commencing Saturdays, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, beginning April 13 and running through May 4th. Your early bird investment, which ends March 24th, is $240. Thereafter, the regular investment is $280. I hope to see you guys then. Bye.